So let's get into, continue on our devolving relationship with the Americans. Now, this is from The Spectator, and it's uh, with Ben Domenech of The Spectator. He's more of a Bush Romney style Republican.
Mhm.
And part of their interview together, I wish there were audio, but there isn't. It touches on Freeland and Poilievre. And, Poilievre has, I guess, done the best that he can do by saying, yeah, we're obviously against these American tariffs. We don't want jobs going to the United States. I think he sort of came out swinging at the beginning saying this is like
Yeah.
something that Trudeau did to us. But I really think he should focus more on that. We would not be in this situation if Trudeau had done the things that he needed to do for Canada.
Yeah.
But like sometimes he takes a swipe across Trump's bow. I don't think that's smart. He should take more of the Danielle Smith approach, where she just is like a laser beam on doing the things she needs to do to keep Albertans safe, grow our economy, and attack the Liberals.
Mhm.
Poilievre's been a little softer on that. Anyway, Ben asks Trump about Freeland, and we'll just read this together. Gather around. This is story time with Sheila. Chrystia Freeland up in Canada, who was doing a debate. She's trying to lead the Liberal Party up there now into this election. And she said that there needs to be a nuclear alliance with other European nations and Japan against the United States because you're predatory. And she definitely did say that. She used the word predatory.
Wow.
Donald Trump said, she's terrible. I'll tell you what, I know her very well. So do we. And yes.
It's embarrassing.
Then Ben says, I'm sorry. And he says, I know her very well. She's absolutely terrible for the country. She's incompetent in many respects and can only cause ill will for Canada. Yes, I agree. She's very confrontational. I call him governor. Governor Trudeau understood that, and he actually fired her because of a meeting he had with me. I think maybe there might be some truth to that. I said, she is so bad. She's bad for the country. If she were talented, I know people that are sort of bad people, but they do a good job running a country. Who's going to get the nomination, do you think? Ben says, I don't know. After that debate, she was the nuttiest, but they all seemed pretty nutty to me. Donald Trump says, she's a whack. She's a wacko, actually, buy the shirt, rebelnewsstore.com. Actually, that'd be fun. She's a whack. The Conservatives obviously have taken a hit in the polls since some of the comments that I'm glad Ben pointed this out to him, because this is true. You're not helping. The Conservatives have obviously taken a hit in the polls since some of the comments that you made that the Liberals have leaned into. Do you think that they're still going to be able to pull it out up there? Trump says, well, I think his biggest problem, this is on Poilievre, is that he's not a MAGA guy. Well, no, he's a Canadian, Trump.
Right.
Right. Like he should be Canada first. Like you take the approach that you just took with Gretzky and said, Gretzky's a great Canadian. He loves his country. He's able to love his country. Now, feel the same way about Poilievre, if you wouldn't mind. I mean, he's not really a Trump guy at all. No, he's a Canada guy. Ben says he's more of a throwback Republican. Now, Ben, I think, is more of a throwback Republican, too. Donald Trump says he's different. Make it a big mistake. They all make that mistake, They think they're going to be the tough guy and they're going to knock out Trump, and they end up getting the hell beat out of them. So, I don't know. I mean, I can't tell you, Pierre. I just don't know. I don't like what he's saying about me. It's just not positive about me. I don't know.
It sounds a little narcissistic, but...
Okay, we don't have to worship at your feet. And we've all done a great job. We got elected when I would say the odds were pretty much against. I always felt, it's very interesting. People say the greatest comeback in political history. Like you said, I don't even view it as a comeback. The election of 2020 was rigged. Look, YouTube, I'm just reading. Don't come at me. It was a rigged election, totally rigged. And I don't forget that either, totally rigged. But this one was much bigger. This, I will say, a lot of people say that historically, this is much bigger than we had done the traditional way. Okay, so he doesn't like that Poilievre is taking the pro-Canada approach. But as Canadians, we definitely, like I've said from the beginning, find a politician who loves you and your country as much as Trump loves his people in his country and then elect that person, because we definitely have never felt that from Trudeau. I actually feel like Poilievre loves this country and wants to serve it for some other reason than he feels it's his birthright, which is the Trudeau reason.
Well, I hope that's true. I sincerely hope that's true. And I was slightly or a little bit annoyed that it seemed like, we were getting the same thing from all sides when it came to the tariff thing. But I did just share a video of an approach that Poilievre has taken more recently. And I do think it's a Canada first approach. And I think that is how he should approach it. And you're right. That's what we want. We want a leader who's like Trump, that's just going to fix everything up, just get rid of the nonsense. I don't know if Poilievre is, showing those cards as strong as he could be, but I hope that if he wins, we will see it. But I like this. This is Canada first.
Okay, let's watch.
And this is how he should tackle it.
We are the second biggest landmass in the world, 41 million brilliant people, the third biggest supply of oil, fifth biggest supply of natural gas, biggest supply of uranium and potash. We have the biggest supply of fresh water anywhere on Earth, the fifth biggest supply of farmland. We should be the richest nation on Earth.
Yes.
These tariffs are a wake-up call that it is time for us to meet our potential. It is time for us to be a country that can trade with itself, a country that builds homes quickly for its youth, a country that allows entrepreneurs to succeed quickly and profitably so that success is once again rewarded, a country that allows hard work to pay off, a country that harvests its own resources, that secures its borders to protect its people, that builds its military to protect its sovereignty. We will always put Canada first, today, tomorrow, and forever. Let's bring it home.
Yeah, that's exactly the message. That's exactly the message.
That's it.
And fighting with our American friends will not help us achieve those goals at all.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah, more of that.
I can't, I mean, let's all not be what Justin Trudeau says is the defining feature of being a Canadian. And that is, then we're not Americans, that we just exist as some sort of counterfoil to our Americans. We exist in no small part because the Americans are our friends. We have a failed border, a decrepit military, not enough housing, a damaged economy. If they weren't nice to us, we just wouldn't exist. They could come and take us. And they don't, and they haven't, and we should act that way.
But we do have tampons in the men's bathrooms in the military.
Right.
So we're good.
Right. And pronouns in every government email. Every single one. Priorities, you guys. Priorities.
Oh, hi, it's Ezra Levant here in Toronto with an important message because we need your help. Independent journalism in Canada is under attack. Government censors, big tech deplatformers, and the dying legacy media are all working together to maintain exclusive control on the information you receive. They don't want you to hear other voices like ours, and they really don't want you to be informed and to think for yourself. That's why the work we do here at Rebel News is so important. Our on-the-ground reporting, independent news shows, and special content you won't find anywhere else. It's all designed to give you trustworthy information and alternative viewpoints so you can decide for yourself. We don't get government money, and we are not owned by some big global conglomerate. We're funded by people just like you, so please support independent journalism and help us continue our work by subscribing and becoming a Rebel News Plus member today, right here on the page. Go to rebelnewsplus.com.